Here you go.
Okay.
Can you see that, Alexei, in the Google chat?
Subject word agreement for subject.
Subject verb agreement.
Oh, I open the link.
Okay.
Okay.
And Alexei, if you want, you can turn off your video.
If you please
If you
repeat.
want, yes, if you want, you can turn off your video. The camera?
I need to read? Yeah?
No, that's okay. Let's start from the very beginning. Okay, so both of you are there. So subject-verb agreement. This is a very challenging aspect of English, so it's good to review. And this is something that even native speakers of English make mistakes with. So let me turn on the screen share, and we'll begin. Okay, so the number one rule, rule number one. Alexei, do you want to read rule number one?
I will singular subject take singular verbs.
Okay.
The car stays in the garage. The flower smells good.
Exactly. Very good. So the verb agrees with its subject in number. So if there's a singular subject, it takes a singular verb, such as the car, singular, stays in the garage, or the flower, singular, smells good. What's different about this? There's the letter S. Okay? This is something that's tricky about English. In third person singular, you add an S in the present tense. Let me type that. Okay, so for example, he plays the guitar. Okay, so there is an old saying, opposites attract. The rule for singular and plural verbs is just the opposite of the rule for singular and plural nouns. Remember this when you match subjects and verbs. You might guess that stays and smells are plural verbs because they end in S. They aren't. Both stays and smells are singular verbs. Okay, they're third person singular. Okay, Adela, can you read rule number 2, please?
Rule number 2, the number of the subject, sorry, because I lost, okay. The number of the subject, singular or plural, is not changed by words that come between the subject and the verb.
Okay, so this is important to remember. The number of the subject, singular or plural, is not changed by words that come between the subject and the verb. So if there are words between the subject and the verb, it does not change the rule. So Adela, can you read these examples?
One of the eggs is broken. Of the eggs is a prepositional phrase. The subject, one, and the verb is are both singular. Mentally omit the prepositional phrase to make the subject-verb agreement easier to make.
Okay, so if you took out the prepositional phrase one of the eggs or of the eggs, you could just say one egg is broken. Okay, singular egg and singular is. Even though it says one of the eggs, it's still saying only one. Only one of them, singular. So you can mentally omit or leave out the prepositional phrase to make the subject-verb agreement easier to make. All right, so we're going to practice this with some of these exercises in subject-verb agreement exercise 1. So I'm going to give you both, let's see, about 8 minutes, 7 minutes to complete these exercises, okay? You can write them down or you can take some notes, and I'll give you 7 minutes to complete these sentences. Circle the correct verb in each of the sentences below. Do you understand, Alexei?
No.
Okay, so complete numbers.
I many not understand.
Okay,
sorry.
That's all right. So
can I only listen?
Sure, you can only listen. So let's take a few minutes. Adela, let me know when you're finished, okay?
Okay. This is 6.
Sorry?
No, 10. No, the other page, sorry.
Oh yeah, there might be, yeah, there's 10 altogether.
Okay.
Y'all finished?
Yes.
All right. So you have numbers 1 through 10 complete, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Alexei is just going to listen, and now we have Ahmad here with us. Hi, Ahmad.
Your friend talks too much.
Very good. Okay, so hi, Ahmad. Your friend talks too much. Very good. Number
Talks
1,
too much.
your
Talks too
friend
much.
talks too much. So your friend,
Well,
singular, and the verb talks, third person, singular, talks too much. Very good. Okay, Adela, can you complete number 2?
Then with a rose looks like your brother.
Very good. So the man with the roses, here we have this prepositional phrase, with the roses. And the point is that this prepositional phrase does not change the fact that the man is singular. Okay? The man with the roses looks like your brother. Very good. So let me put the correct answer in red. Well, not red, because that makes it look like it's wrong. Let me put them in green. Okay? Your friend talks too much. All right, and Ahmad, do you want to try number 3?
Yes. Number 3. The woman in the pool swims well.
This one is a tricky one. Take a closer look. Number 3?
Women.
The women, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's trying to trick you there.
Yeah. Because I am looking at a very small font.
Oh, could try to make it a bit bigger, actually.
Yeah. No, I am supposed to read it from my page. That's why.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Let me just open my page. Okay. In this case, I will choose swim without S.
Okay, so can you read the full sentence?
Okay. The women in the pool swim well.
Very good. So the subject is plural. The women in the pool, and then the verb will also be the plural form of the verb. Swim well. Excellent. So that one was kind of tricky. Let's try number 4. Back to Adela.
Drives a car.
Okay, again, our subject is singular, Bill. He drives a cab. All right, not too challenging. Alexei, do you want to try the next one? Number 5?
The football players runs 5 minutes every day.
Okay, 5 miles every day.
5 miles every day.
Good. But our subject is the football players. The subject is plural, which means we need a plural verb. And that would be runs. Okay, the football players, sorry, run. See, I told you, even native speakers make this mistake. The football players run 5 miles every day. Plural subject, plural verb. All right, and now we have a tricky one with another prepositional phrase. Let's go back to Ahmad. Number 6, please.
Okay, number 6. That red-haired lady in the fur hat lives across the street.
Very good. Singular subject. That red-haired lady in the fur hat is still singular. So we have a singular verb. Lives across the street. Excellent. Number 7, Adela, please.
He cooks dinner for his family.
Okay, again, singular subject, singular verb. He cooks dinner for his family. This might seem very easy, this subject-verb agreement lesson. But trust me, it gets more challenging when you're speaking, and it's easy to forget to add an S. Number 8, Alexei, can you do number 8?
8. The boys walk to school every day.
Very good. The boys is plural, so our verb is also plural. Walk to school every day.
Walk to school
Very good.
every day.
The boys walk to school every day. I know that W sound can be very challenging for certain speakers of other languages. So that's a good one to practice. Walk.
Walk.
Okay. And let's see, Ahmad, can you try number 9?
Okay, number 9. The weather on the coast appears to be good this weekend.
Excellent. So the weather, this is where it gets trickier. Is it singular or plural? It's actually singular, so we need a singular verb. The weather appears to be good this weekend. I sure hope so. And Adela, number 10.
The center on the basketball team wants the ball to hide.
Okay. And don't forget, yeah, so the center, is the center singular or plural?
For me, singular.
Okay, so if it's singular, we need a singular verb. So is it bounce or bounces?
Bounces.
Very good. Singular verb, singular subject. The center bounces.
I pronounce
So
very much.
I think it's a pronunciation. I think you knew it has an S, but with these words like anything that ends in CES or SES, for example, roses, you said before, it's actually 2 syllables. So it'll be roses, bounces, same pronunciation, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know pronunciation is one of the hardest parts of English. Okay, and next we're going to move on to a trickier rule, a difficult rule of subject-verb agreement. So here is the link to the second page. I don't hear an echo, but if you're hearing an echo, it could be that we need to turn off our microphones when we're not speaking. Okay?
I will try to rejoin.
Okay.
Okay then. See you in seconds.
Okay, see ya. All right, and we've got subject-verb agreement part 2. Let's wait for Ahmad. Okay. Let's wait for Ahmad to come back. Let's give him 1 minute to return. Let me know if you still hear the echo after. Okay, Ahmad can catch up with us. So continuing on with the rules for subject-verb agreement, we've got rule number 3. So I'm going to read this one. Rule number 3. Some subjects always take a singular verb even though the meaning may seem plural. Okay? So this is a very difficult concept to understand in English. There are certain words that are singular even though they mean something plural. Okay? So we're going to go over these verbs. These are the subjects that always take singular verbs. We have each, someone, either, and either is confusing because it could mean one or the other, anyone, neither, which could mean not this one nor the other one. We've got nobody, one, somebody, no one, anybody, just like anyone, everyone, and everybody. So even though some of these seem like they are more than one subject, a plural subject, they are actually always taking singular verbs. Okay? For example, we have the first sentence. Let's see. Adela, could you read the first sentence?
Yes. Someone in the game wasn't.
Okay.
Wasn't hard. No, was. Sorry, was. Not were. Hard.
Exactly. Someone in the game was hurt. It is not someone in the game were hurt. Okay? And Ahmad, could you read the second example, starting with neither?
Okay. Neither of the men is work.
Okay, so this is the really tricky part because even native speakers of English will accidentally say neither of the men are working. But it's actually correct to say neither of the men is working because you're saying not this man nor that man is working. Okay, so I know that's really difficult to understand, but it's something you all pick up in practice, and we're going to even practice it a bit more later in our class. Okay, so starting with rule number 4, the following words may be singular or plural, depending on their use in a sentence. Some, any, all, and most. Okay, so let's take a look. Most of the news is good. This one is singular. And that's because news, even though it could be many things, is singular. So most of the singular news is good. You see that singular verb. And the next sentence, Alexei, could you read this sentence? Starting with most of the flowers. Okay, most of the flowers were yellow. So the flowers is plural, and that means your verb is also plural. Were yellow. And here we have all of the pizza was gone, singular. The pizza is singular, and so we use the singular verb was. When we say all of the children is, again, it's plural, so we need to use a plural verb. All of the children were late. And remember that when you're using to be, it is irregular in the past tense. We have I was, you were, he or she was. Okay, so I'll write that down again for everyone to remember. I was, you were, he, okay, he, she, and it was, and they were. Okay, so this is an irregular verb in the past. It's useful to know that. Okay, so we've got some more exercises. We've got numbers 1 through 10, and I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to complete these sentences, and let me know when you're finished. They're going to be a little more difficult than the ones we did before, okay?
I finish.
Wow, that was fast. Okay, let's give everyone a couple more minutes.
Yes, yes.
Ahmad and Alexei, let me know when you're finished.
Oh, no, finished.
Okay. Sure.
Finish.
Okay. Let's start with Adela, our speedy rabbit. Number 1.
Each of the girls looks good on the skies.
Okay, so this is actually pronounced skis. Skiing. It's a little tricky. I think it's actually a Scandinavian word, so that's why it's so different. Very good. Each of the girls, singular, looks good on skis. Excellent. So going back up to this list of every word that takes singular verbs, we see at the very top, each. So we know it takes a singular verb, as in looks. Okay? Very good. And number 2, let's go to Alexei.
Everybody were asked to remain quiet.
Okay, this word is pronounced quiet.
Quiet.
It's like 2 separate syllables.
Remain quiet.
Okay, so everybody you see here is also on this list of words that always take a singular verb. Okay, and the singular verb in this case is was. So everybody was asked to remain quiet. Okay, it's one of those special words on this list. So memorize this list. of the words that require a singular verb. Everybody was asked to remain quiet. He was asked to remain quiet. She was asked to remain quiet. Everybody was asked to remain quiet. Okay, let's go to Amat, number 3, please.
Okay, number 3. Neither of the men is here yet.
Very good. Again, on that list of words, neither is on this list right here. So it takes a singular verb. Now this is where a lot of native speakers even make this mistake. They will say, neither of the men are here yet. But the truth is, it's neither of the men is here yet. Very good, Ahmad. And we've got another student here with us today. We've got, is it Suno?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Suno. Where are you from?
I'm from South Korea.
Oh, okay. Welcome to my class. Do you want to join in, or do you want to just listen for now?
Usually listening.
Okay. So back to Adela for number 4, please.
Yes. Is each of the girls ready to leave?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is each of the girls ready to leave? Very good. So is the singular verb that goes with one of these words, each. Okay? Each of the girls. Even though girls is plural, we're saying each one of them. Each individual one. Very good, Adela. Okay, if you said the girls without each of, you would say, are the girls ready to leave? Because the girls is plural and are is a plural verb. Okay, back to Alexei, number 5.
Several of the sheep is sick.
Okay, so several, going back up, this is not on the list. Sorry. The word several should be right here. So several is like the word some. And the sheep, if you say the sheep, in this case, several of the sheep, meaning more than one, some of the sheep, it's actually going to be are, because our subject, the sheep, several of them, means more than one. So it is a plural subject. We need a plural verb to go with that plural subject. So that's where it gets difficult. Ahmad, number 6.
Okay. Some members of the faculty is present.
Okay. So some members, more than one, of the faculty. Members of the faculty is going to be more than one person. Okay? And some is one of those words that can be singular or plural, depending on the use in the sentence. So if we're talking about some, we mean one, no, not one, we mean 2, 3, 4, or more members of the faculty. So the subject is actually plural. So it's going to have a plural verb. Some members of the faculty are present. Does that make sense why it's are?
I think of the word faculty.
Yes, you were thinking of the word the faculty as a unit, singular, but they're saying actually members of the faculty. But still,
if the sentence was some of the faculty without members.
Yes, some of the faculty is present. Exactly. Very good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, and Adela, number 7.
Nobody in the class has the answer.
Very good. Nobody is one of these words on the list. You see it right here. So you know it takes a singular verb. Nobody in the class has the answer. And just like to be, to have is also irregular. So it's I I have, you have, he or she, sorry, it's not irregular. He or she has. Okay? This is the third person singular. And let's see, Alexi, number 8.
Each of the girls observes all the regulation.
Very good. Each is one of those words that takes on the singular verb. Each of the girls observes all the regulations. Very good.
All the regulations.
And number 9, Ahmad.
All of the milk is gone.
Okay, good. All of the milk is gone. Milk, even though you could have a lot of it, it's singular, the milk. And so all of it being gone is. All of the milk is gone. Okay, and last but not least, back to Adela.
Most of the seats were taken.
Good. So we're talking about the seats. And when you see that S, you know it's plural, the seats. So our verb is also plural, were taken. Excellent job. Okay, so now we've covered the basic rules of subject-verb agreement. And it's important to remember when speaking that things will change. So for example, I do, you do, but he or she
does.
And again, he or she doesn't. Okay? So don't forget that when you're talking in the negative form to say doesn't. All right? And now I've got a little quiz. It's a little bit more challenging, but you can try your best to see if you can answer these questions on subject-verb agreement. Okay? So everyone, if you can click on that link and take the quiz. I'm going to take it too and see how I do. You should click on the hint button if you'd like a hint.
We complete.
Complete the quiz.
After that, submit.
You can submit them and see how you did.
I try. have 3 brown. 10
Oh,
correct.
okay. Okay, well, that's still pretty good. So we'll go over them as soon as the other students have completed it. If you want, Adela, there's another quiz you could try. Here, let me put it in the link. You can also work on this one if you want something to do in this time.
Finish.
Okay? All right, how about you, Sunal?
Am I supposed to raise this?
Have you finished the quiz?
Quiz?
Did you take the quiz? That's okay, you can just listen. All right, so let's go over the answer. That's okay. Let's go over the answers for the quiz. So, all right. Alexei, did you submit your answers and see your score? Okay, let's go over our answers. We've got number one, either the physicians in this hospital or the chief administrator, blank, going to have to make a decision. Do you have a question, Alexei?
No question. Teacher. Nikto is.
All right, so what do we have for our answer? Is it is or are? There's a hint button that we can click on and get a little hint. When subjects are connected with or, the subject that is closer to the verb will determine the number of the verb, whether it is singular or plural. So the subject closer to the verb will determine whether it is singular or plural. Which subject is closer to the verb? So what are your answers? Adela, what did you put?
Is brown is one the answer brown, but this is because it's the chief administrator close to the verb.
Yes, so the chief administrator is closest to the verb, which means a chief administrator is singular, and our verb needs to be singular. So the answer is? Is. Very good. The answer is.
I have a mistake because
okay.
I think
But the physicians are plural.
But the chief administrator is singular, and that subject is closer to the verb. So that's the one that we select. Okay, very good. Thank you. And let's see, number two, maybe Alexei, you could try number two.
Okay. Is my boss or my sisters in the union going to win this grievance?
Very good. Grievance is a complaint, a problem. And the answer is again. So my boss is closer to the verb, and it's singular. So we need is. Excellent. Excellent job. Okay, let's see. Ahmad, do you want to try to answer number three?
Yes. Some of the both seem to have been discounted.
Good. Some of the boats seem to have been miscounted. Now, Ahmad, could you explain why is it seem?
Okay. Some can be singular or plural. Depends on the word after it. The word
Yes, it
boat
depends on
is plural.
Excellent. That's a very good description. So some is one of these words that can be singular or plural depending on the rest of the sentence. The votes is plural, so our verb needs to be plural as well. And we have seen. Very good. All right. And let's see. Maybe, Suno, do you want to try number 4?
The tornadoes that tear through this country every spring are more than just a nuisance.
Very good. Are more than just a nuisance. And a nuisance is something that bothers you, something that annoys you or irritates you. Very good. The tornadoes that tear through this country every spring are more than just a nuisance. So this part is all a prepositional phrase, that tear through this country every spring. So actually it's an adjectival phrase. So the answer is are. Very good. All right, I'm going to answer this next one. Number 5, everyone selected to serve on this jury. So everyone, we know, is one of those words that appears on the list. It's always going to take a singular verb. So everyone selected to serve on this jury has to be willing to give up a lot of time, okay? Has to be willing to give up a lot of time. Everyone is singular. The verb has is the third person singular. Great. Okay, number 6. Let's go to Adela, please.
He is the number
number 6. This one.
Cara Walters, together with the teammates, presents a formidable of the basketball court.
Excellent. It's presents, because even though it says together with her teammates, that does not change the fact that it's about Kara Walters. So don't be confused. Yeah, it's extra information. Don't be confused by phrases that come between the subject and the verb. Okay? So just like the red-haired lady with the fur coat, that extra information does not change the rules of grammar. Okay, and Alexei, number 7. This one's hard.
He seems to forget that there are things to be done before he can graduate.
Oh, good. He seems to forget that there are things. So things is actually your plural subject to be done before he can graduate. Even though he is the subject of the beginning of the sentence, things is the subject of the second half of the sentence. Very good job, Alexei. And Ahmad, number 8. Could you try to do number 8?
Okay. There long to be some people left in the town after yesterday's flood. There are. There have.
Very good. There have to be some people left in this town after yesterday's flood. So the hint is with expletive constructions, which often begin with here or there, the subject comes after the verb, okay? So the subject is actually some people, and people is plural. So our verb is also plural. Very good. Suno, number 9. You want to try number 9?
So the grain So the grain appear to be contaminated.
Okay, so even though grain is a large quantity of something, it's still considered singular, altogether singular, the grain. So we need to have a singular verb, which is going to be appears. Some of the grain appears to be contaminated. So this word some is one that can be singular or plural depending on the rest of the subject. And in this case, the grain is singular. Okay. Number 10, Adela.
3/4 of the students are against the tuition hike.
Very good. This word is pronounced tuition. Okay, a tuition hike means they're raising the prices of going to the school. So 3/4 of the students are against the tuition hike. Very good. So the subject is the students. 3/4 of the students, plural, are against the tuition hike. And this is where it's a little bit confusing. We have number 11, 3/4 of the student body. So here we're talking about the student body, which is actually singular. So our verb needs to be singular. In this case, the answer is. 3/4 of the student body is against the tuition hike. So here the subject is singular, the student body, 3/4 of it, the student body, and here it's plural, the students. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And number 12, back to Alexei.
12. I hide percentage of the population is voting for the new school.
Okay, a high percentage of the population. The population is singular. Although it means lots of people, it's still a singular concept. So a high percentage of the population is voting for the new school. Very good. And number 13, Ahmad.
Okay. A high percentage of the people were voting for the new school.
Okay, a high percentage of the people, here we say the people being plural, were voting for the new school. Excellent job. Okay, let's check our answers and make sure we got them all correct. Yay, you're right. Great job, everyone.
Yeah, have one question, please.
I wish all of my exams gave me such happy smiley faces. Okay, everyone. I actually need to end our lesson a little bit early today because I have an appointment. Some of you know that I'm leaving on a vacation tomorrow, so I've got lots to do. But if you want, you can finish this quiz. Ahmad, you can continue working on this quiz.
Okay.
If you'd like something to do in these last few minutes. And I hope you all don't mind that I end class a couple minutes early today.
No problem. But I want to ask one question.
Sure, of course.
What does 3/4 of student body mean?
It means that 75% of the students. So when we say 3/4, we say half, or we say 1/4. So 1/4 would be 25%, half 50%, 3/4 is going to be 75%. It's another way of talking about percentages.
I see. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I wonder why English language always counts something.
Yeah, they do. We do have countable and uncountable. It makes it very challenging. But if you practice, especially memorize those lists of words that always take the singular verb, and you'll have no trouble.
Yes, of course. But why these countings in the language feature comes from?
Oh gosh, I really don't know. I think that our language used to be much more complicated. For example, in other Romance languages from Europe that were based on Latin, there were different endings for every verb. So in the first person, in the second person, in the third person. And over time, English lost some of those endings. So we have the same endings for first person, second person, fourth, fifth, and sixth. However, we retained the third person singular as a sort of irregularity. It's something to do with the history of English. It used to be a much more complicated language. Now English is simplified, but other things are challenging, such as pronunciation and spelling. Even I have trouble with that. Okay, everyone, I've got to jet off, but I'll be having more classes. I'll be teaching while I'm actually in Europe, so my timetable will be different. But I hope to see you in those classes at that time.
Okay, have a nice, safe trip.
Thank you very much.
See
Take
you
care.
soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.